Welcome back, Sharks. And on behalf of the Salesians, the Diocese of Monterey, and all of the faculty and staff at St. Francis High School, we want to say Happy New Year and welcome back to the start of your spring semester. For me personally and for my entire family, I want to say thank you to everybody for your thoughts, your prayers, and the wonderful food that you delivered to our family while we were suffering from COVID. The entire Lee family has completely recovered, and we are excited to be back at work and get started back with school. We also hope that you and your families had a safe but quiet holiday break without too much excitement or too much drama. Students, guess what? This next week, school will start up again. Yes, you heard me right. But for this first week back to school, we will take the advice of the county and the Diocese of Monterey and conduct our schooling through distance learning. Yes, you heard me right. This means that the week of January 11th through January 15th, we will host school, but we will host school only through distance learning for all students. There will be no in-person learning next week. Parents, please make sure your students are awake and they get to class on time. That's critically important. The great thing is, the schedule we used for the entire fall is the schedule we're going to use at least for the entire third quarter, maybe the entire semester. We don't know yet. But as of now, for the entire third quarter, we're using the exact same schedule with tutorial in the morning and classes starting and ending at the exact same times, with Wednesdays being set aside for office hours and parent meetings if it's a traditional 5-day week. Also want to share that we will continue not only with the same schedule for this spring semester, but also with the same policy for sharkware. Whether you're at home the entire time for distance learning or you come back to school on Tuesday the 19th of January for in-person learning. More information will come about the second week of the spring semester in my next week update. Now I'd like to review the schedule for next week. Remember again, please, no in-person learning for the week of January 11th through January 15th. On Monday the 11th, we will start with tutorial and have periods 1 through 4. On Tuesday the 12th, we'll have tutorial, periods 5 through 7, with school ending at 1:15 p.m. for all students. The collaboration period at the end of the day on Tuesday, January 12th, is set aside for an important faculty and staff meeting. Wednesday, January 13th, we'll go back again to the optional parent meeting in the morning and the virtual academic office hours for students and teachers to get together for help. Thursday, January 14th, we'll start with tutorial and have periods 1 through 4. And on Friday, January 15th, we'll have tutorial in periods 5 through 7 with school again ending at 1:15 p.m. I want to say thank you to all the students and teachers who managed fall semester exams through distance learning. We are all impressed with how hard our teachers and students worked in the hybrid learning environment we had this last fall, but especially with the sudden shift to distance learning on Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. The time was right when the spikes in positive COVID cases had skyrocketed, and we had to quickly shift to keep everybody safe. So again, thank you for making this a smooth transition and allowing all of our students to find success in all of their classes. The decision to start our 2021 spring semester with distance learning means that we will have gone through 6 full weeks of not being on campus. That is, under the science behind COVID, 3 full cycles. I want to reassure all of you that the campus is again being super cleaned, daily it is still being sanitized, and we will be ready for return to in-person and hybrid learning in 2 weeks, starting on Tuesday, January 19th. I want to remind all of our families that Mrs. Eagleson sent out a survey over the Christmas break to find out if your student will be returning to in-person learning or stay with distance learning for this next semester. That survey went out prior to this announcement about starting with distance learning and this updated weekly information video. We will follow up this survey with phone calls next week, January 11th through the 15th, by the front office staff. Parents, please respond to those phone calls and let us know with this updated information from my video now if your student will stay at distance learning or choose to come to in-person learning so that we can update classroom and rosters for all the teachers. I also want to notify you that unlike last semester, where we were reviewing each month students who needed or wanted to come to in-person but had started out with distance learning. We will not do that this third quarter. That was very stressful for the counselors and the associate principal and for the staff in moving classrooms around to accommodate changes and wishes. So with next week's phone call from the front office, if you say no to in-person learning, that will be no for the entire third quarter. That means we cannot entertain your student coming to campus live in person until the fourth quarter. That's March for everybody. That's a long time away. So please be sure when the phone calls come next week that you respond fully understanding that if you say no now, we cannot entertain you coming back on campus until the fourth quarter. So think before you answer. Hey, does anybody want to know about their fall semester grades? I do. Great. Teachers will review and verify grades from today through Wednesday the 13th. This gives students on Monday and Tuesday of next week a chance to look at the grade books and work with their teachers if there's any missing work. Some teachers allow that policy in their syllabus for makeup work. Some teachers don't. That is done by departments. And if one department says yes and the other one says no, we can't change that. That's a published syllabus and contract from the start of the school year. But we are allowing this opportunity for Monday and Tuesday of next week. This weekend, Mrs. Eagleson will email through Fax RenWeb new student schedules. So students and parents, you'll be getting emails from teachers this weekend about supplies that you'll need to have, books you might need to order for a new semester class or a new English class your student is taking. Please check your student email, your parent email, and Fax RenWeb. All of that information is coming through there this weekend. You'll also get updated class codes from your teachers this weekend as well. Some student schedules have changed, either teachers or periods or even classes. Please be aware of that, and this weekend, check all of your emails to make sure that you have all of the latest and greatest information. I want to say thank you to Ms. McLeod and all the faculty and staff who participated in our virtual retreat yesterday. Our souls have been recharged as we laughed and prayed together. It was a great way to start the 2021 school year. Today we had our virtual all-student review. In this meeting, we reviewed how every single student is doing academically, socially, emotionally, and spiritually. It is a great way for us to continue to build relationships with students and offer them the much-needed mentoring and support that they need in each of those areas I just mentioned. We are also working with all of the high schools in Santa Cruz County to have our own seasons of sport. Myself and Mr. Hazel just attended a meeting where we are working on creating our own schedules to offer sports in some capacity to all of our students. In spite of San Benito and Monterey counties going to be stuck in the purple tier for an extended period of time, we are hopeful that with the proposal that we are coming forward with, that even within the purple tier, we can offer non-contact sports in our own mini league. There'll be more information to come from Mr. Hazel as we get all of this worked through. But I want to reassure all of our students in particular that I am confident that we will have sports this school year. So keep up with your grades, stay positive, and have good discipline and attendance records, because all that is taken into consideration when we have sports. Again, if you have any questions with regard to sports, please contact our athletic director, Mr. Adam Hazel, or his assistant, Coach Kenny. I also want to say congratulations to Coach Kenny and to Dominic. Coach Kenny and his family are dropping off Dominic at Menlo College tomorrow so that he can get started with in-person and hybrid learning, as well as prepare for the baseball season. So congratulations, Coach. Great honor and opportunity. Sharks, something I want to talk about with you as well, happened 2 days ago as we watched in horror and outrage as a violent mob stormed the U.S. Capitol. It left us with questions as educators and parents as to how can we help our young people make sense of this assault on our democracy. As educators, we are charged with the responsibility to educate students about the important history that shapes current events, build their capacity for critical thinking, and inspire them to actively participate in civic engagement to help make their communities safer and stronger. We recognize that education is essential for our democracy. In fact, preparing the next generation of compassionate, ethical leaders with Catholic values who are good citizens is the very reason this great school exists. These events in our nation's capital have some of our students frightened and confused, though. Some of them are even very upset. Our teachers and administrators are looking at how to establish a safe space for discussion and learning about these still evolving events today and the weeks to follow. We are encouraging all students who express any fear or distress about what they witnessed to reach out to their mentor teacher, reach out to their counselor, or even call and reach out to me. We are here to support them. We are also thinking about the questions that parents and guardians might have about how to talk to your students about these events. And that'll be one of the points of discussion for our next SF Parent Association meeting. To be honest with you, the partnership between educators and parents has been both challenged and strengthened over the last 10 months of the COVID-19 pandemic. My vision, and as part of our Catholic mission, is that we come together as a community to ease our students' anxiety and remind them of their role as protectors of our democracy. Please understand, this is not motivated by any political agenda. Good educators do not share with their students their political alignment. Rather, this information is being shared with you based on our role as the premier Catholic school on the Central Coast. Switching gears, I also want to thank you when I have this opportunity for helping us again win the Santa Cruz County Sentinel Reader's Choice Award. Banners are being made and the school schedule is being updated to reflect this great honor. And finally, what I'd like to share is just the last couple of items. A few people have asked about Life Touch photos. If your student will be coming back live on campus starting Tuesday, January 19th, those photos that you've ordered will be distributed during homeroom that we'll have at the start of the day. If your student is choosing to stay home as a hybrid learning student for the rest of the quarter at least, parents or students will be eligible to drive to campus starting Wednesday, January 20th, to pick up those photo orders. And if you did all of it online like I did, then you don't need to worry about it. You'll get it all in the mail. Last piece, the office is back open again, so please don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions or comments. If you need any help, Mr. Krogan continues to offer support and service. You know, we live in a great community, Sharks, of caring and supportive people. So please do not hesitate to ask for assistance for anything. As you've heard me say repeatedly, we are stronger together and together matters. We will get through this. God bless. Go Sharks.